from the top here. The Roast of Tom Brady. If you haven't watched it, go indulge.
It's 3 hours, so set some time aside.
I haven't seen the full thing. I've seen a good amount of the highlights though.
I watched the entire thing
Tony
yesterday.
Hinchcliffe had a 2-minute span though, where that guy was a walking man on fire like NBA Jam.
Yeah, no, he was in my opinion number one.
Oh, easily.
Tony Hinchcliffe was made for moments like that.
What he said, and I'm not a Hinchcliffe guy, I'm not a Kill Tony guy. I'm a huge comedy fan. So I'll watch Kill Tony depending on if
the guests,
relevant comedians that I actually for sure are on, Shane Gillis or Sam Talent, or you know what I mean, if they do a Protect Our Parks Joe Rogan and then they'll go do Kill Tony afterwards while they're all half in the bag, those are good. But Tony Hinchcliffe, I'm not a big fan of his comedy. I had very low expectations for him, especially after some murderers that went prior to him. And he did not fucking disappoint, dude. He said something to Bert Kreischer that I had to rewind 3 times to realize just what he was saying. Because it was like when you first heard Lil Wayne's craziest bar that you ever heard, and you were like, hang on a fucking second, with just a bunch of double entendres and wordplay, and you're like, what the fuck did he just say? I had to rewind it 3 times. Just for him to insult Bert Kreischer. It was absolutely breathtaking what he did.
Hey, man. Between that and, honestly, the best non-comedian of that whole show, I think, was Julian Edelman.
Hey, had to be.
Yeah.
Had to be.
Him or Gronk.
Yeah, I was going to say him or Gronk, just because Gronk...
You can tell Gronk kind of wrote his own shit, though.
Gronk. Yeah, and Gronk just, they were very... I always, the ongoing joke for as long as time is that football players are dumb. But Rob Gronkowski was who they were talking about when they say football players are dumb. When you talk about dumb football players, you think Rob Gronkowski. Not only did they, Kevin Hart was talking about, we had to explain words to him, backstage prior to this. They had to break down, grammar. And then he went on and said, fuck it, I can't read. You know I can't read. And it's he's not kidding. He actually can't read. This is the only line of work that he could ever do in life. Thank God for the game of football.
This is not a character.
No, it's not. That is who he is.
100%.
And Bill Belichick said, I made a living telling people to do their job. Rob Gronkowski, please stop doing your job. Please do someone else's job. I don't want to see you with a suit on Sunday mornings on Fox. I was like, my God. It makes profound sense. I don't think Bill Belichick wrote a single fucking thing in any of those, but he killed it too. And it had massive balls to do what Bill Belichick did that night. And I got to see personally what I consider the authentic Bill Belichick. I told Riley before, that just made his whole persona, the whole, we're just worried about Cincinnati.
We'll do it again.
Week.
Yeah, we'll do it again. Josh, what's your impression of Bill Belichick after a loss?
Be a reporter. Ask me a question.
The connection from Tom Brady to Randy Moss didn't seem exactly dialed up. How was practice this week?
Really, we're not really worried about that. We're just worried about Cincinnati next week.
That's about right.
We're on to Cincinnati.
Yeah. And it's that was just as bleak. I to this day, and I still believe it even afterwards, but I still believe that Bill Belichick is autistic, and it was super emphasized in all of his pressers. And then we just saw an actual version of him. Still kind of like an industry plant, just with the weird robot smile the whole time. It's he had to get a big fucking check to do this. But
hey, man, everybody. They spared no fucking.
Oh, did you see the place? It was a T-Mobile arena.
Bro, the fat Kim Kardashian's front fucking road catching haymakers from everybody.
Oh yeah.
Getting food when they show her on the TV is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Fucking. Also, I don't remember who it was because I just saw the clip. Shout out to whatever comedian had the nuts, the gumption, to make a Robert Kraft massage joke.
Oh, that was Jeff Ross. That was the king. That was the king.
Shout out Jeff
And
Ross,
that was the
bro.
only time Tom Brady stood up and was like, "Yo, we're not doing that."
No, we're not doing. Don't say that again, because Jeff Ross is about to double back. He was coming back.
Did you see how
He
Jeff
was
Ross
about to
came
double
out?
back.
No.
He came out. They call him the roast master. He's got shoulder pads and a fucking jersey on.
I say he typically comes out with like a general suit. I've seen him at one
Bro,
with a general
he
suit
comes out on some absolute bullshit every time. He's being carried out by 3 female devils dressed very scandalous. And he comes out, he's wearing a jersey that says 32 and it's flames in the 32, and on the back it says roast Jay Simpson. And he says, "I'm roast Jay Simpson, I just came from hell." And then he gets walked down. Oh my god, dude. It just started from the top, man. I can't, the whole thing. It's some of the best 3 hours. I would, as far as staring at a screen for 3 hours, this is right there with any Scorsese movie you'll watch.
Also, she's hilarious as fuck. She's also bad as fuck to me. Shout out to Nikki Glaser.
Nikki Glaser. Listen, her comedy is fucking atrocious. She was a close number 2 to Tony Hinchcliffe.
Hey, bro.
She murdered.
When it comes to those roasts, Nikki Glaser is one of the best roasters.
And she's built for it. There's a lot of people saying that she was number 1. I think
bro.
Dave Portnoy said that she was number 1. I think Tony Hinchcliffe was a little
her,
bit spicier,
Lisa
but she was
Lampanelli,
incredible. She blew me away.
Lisa Lampanelli, another good roast, a female roaster.
Lisa Lampanelli's a gem.
Yeah,
The roast of
they're
Flav.
you know, bro, that's one of the greatest. That's one of the greatest roast ever.
But this one was
the roast of Donald Trump
This was the
good.
greatest roast of all time.
Justin Bieber had a very good roast also. That
Donald
was the
Trump
one
had a
Pete
good
Davidson.
roast.
Pete Davidson made a 9/11 joke, and it's one of the shout out Tom Brady also. You know, we don't joke about 9/11. Riley being a former vet.
The best joke, I think the best joke of the night was when Tom Brady said they paid $20 million to find out who deflated the footballs. You could have paid me $20 million. I'd have told you who deflated the footballs.
Yeah, he said, "I'd have told you I fucking did it."
Yeah.
Bro, I hate to tell y'all, $20 million would have been like triple his salary back then too.
That would have been at the very least matching his top salary.
No, 100%. I was intrigued by a lot of that.
I think it's something like, I think this is something that a lot of athletes, especially like the bigger ones, like it shows like they're human. I think it's something that should continue personally.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying.
Josh said it in a little bit of a different light. Maybe I took it different, but he was like, "Yo, that showed me that this is like
that the NFL is entertainment."
Entertainment, right.
That those guys are characters when they're on the field.
And what I said was this. That's their competitor. Like, I don't think it's a character.
It's an alter ego.
I don't think it's
alter ego.
But I don't even think it's an alter ego. Like, bro, that's what we see. And I compared it, and sure, maybe, I don't have a good divide in it, but I coach. There's a different, like, I'm not two different people, but Friday night is a different version of Riley than Monday or Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Which there has to be. It's just Belichick was the clear cut, like, who is this guy? Like,
hey, bro,
who is this?
Hey, Bill Belichick just kind of went back to like Tuesday film days. That's basically what this was for Bill. It was basically him looking at all the guys that he used to coach and saying, "Man, it's the shit I hate about you. It's the shit I hate about you."
Yo,
Matt Light,
and they kept calling back to when Belichick would see one of his guys do some shit that he didn't like. He'd be like, "The fucking guys down at Foxborough High could have made that play." Then they kept calling back to it, and then Edelman just fucking nailing the coffin why he was the best non-comedian roaster. And he had a pretty spicy joke about Aaron Hernandez that seems to be getting a lot of press. But my favorite joke is when he said, "Bill, you always told us that fucking the kids down at Foxborough High could have made that play." He goes, "Foxborough High is the only one offering you a fucking job right now." Just iced it. He's like, "I've been waiting so long to do this." Like, you could tell they had so much pent-up fury for this hard ass of a coach that they had to deal with for so damn long.
I'm just saying, the Edelman Aaron Hernandez joke. Call it what you want. But, bro, that's some of the funniest shit I've ever heard.
Oh, yeah, and they just kept going back to it. Like there was like 5 or 6 real subject lines that they just kept going back to. Hernandez was one of them. Almost everybody talked about Hernandez at least once.
Call me a
Ken
terrible
Murphy was
human,
talking
bro.
about Aaron Hernandez
hitting dingers.
when it happened.
10 fucking years ago. 10 years ago when it happened.
Yeah.
Kent Murphy. Coach Kent Murphy.
Greatest
forever.
Greatest baseball,
Aaron Hernandez.
Greatest baseball coach that's ever lived.
Hepatitis. See you later.
He taught me the janitor throw.
Psych dinger. Fuck that! I ain't showing him how to bunt. Hey kids, don't ever fucking bunt. He goes,
Hey.
if your third base coach tries to give you the signal to bunt, just kind of just
fuck
give
off.
him these eyes, just kind of look like you don't give no fuck about being there, or fuck it. Sometimes just tell him to be like, hey, I'm fixing to fucking bunt. He's like, do anything you can to get out of having to bunt.
He said hitting dingers is just like drinking Dr. Pepper at this point. I just fucking do it.
I just fucking do it all the time.
Can NBA players transition to the NFL or vice versa? Can the NFL players transition to the NBA? And if they can, what's the success
Reference
rate?
why you're asking that question first, because this isn't just out of the blue.
So Austin Reeves
dumb shit.
said that
Austin Rivers
Austin Rivers said that. I'll pull the quote up exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy, and the fact that we're talking about it, it did its job. He got people talking. It's doing it. Stephen A. Smith's gonna fucking talk about it. The fact that we're talking about it, it's mission accomplished, kid. Like you knew what the fuck you were doing.
Dude.
Shout out to J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt said, "You don't have a job. How about you go try?"
Listen, I didn't know he said that, but yeah, shout out to J.J. Watt. He's a legend for that. Thank you, for obvious reasons. I mean, my God.
He said, I can take 30 players. Austin Rivers, I can take 30 players right now in the NBA, throw them in the NFL. You cannot take 30 NFL players and put them in the NBA. Austin Rivers said that it doesn't translate, in my opinion. There is no, it doesn't go, it goes from NBA to NFL, but it doesn't come back. So there's a few things here going on, and I truly believe that the NBA is the most concentrated talent of maybe any other sport. Let me explain.
No, I think we're all on the same page there.
Let me explain. So the NBA is a smaller team than a soccer team or a football team. Okay? In America, the high school is dominated by the football team. What's second? Arguably.
Basketball. And
Okay. That's America.
And professional, too.
That's America. Now, let's go abroad. What's the number one sport abroad?
Soccer.
What's
Soccer.
number 2?
Basketball.
Okay? So, we're talking about one...
it's debatable.
Baseball, basketball, right?
That's how I was gonna say. I mean, cricket in some spots also. Like it's
right.
just
I'm
depending on where you are.
Yeah, but
national
I'm saying,
or globally, it'd probably be basketball. Globally,
Right.
it'd probably be basketball.
Right. So what I'm getting at here is, it's not gonna draw the best athlete in America. Maybe, like the best athlete in a local high school might not be pursuing a NBA career, but the second best one is, and I think we're also gonna say, not exact country by country, but globally, the second best player is also going to be the basketball player. So we're going to take the best player in the second best athlete in America and the second best athlete around the world. They're both playing basketball. Okay. Are you Googling some of these statistics or what?
I just had to Google one single football player for when it's my turn.
Okay. And don't get me wrong, like players like LeBron James played football, had plenty of opportunity to play.
He was a 2-time All-State second division, like Division two football
which is the
player.
second highest division in Ohio.
The second highest tier in Ohio.
Right.
Like, it's ridiculous.
So what I'm getting at is the NBA's talent base is extremely concentrated, and that is the best players in the world in basketball in the NBA. And I don't think it's much debate, right? I'm not saying that's
the
different
best,
about
the
football.
the best 420 basketball players on earth play in the National Basketball Association.
Got to.
It's not close.
What I'm getting at here is it's apples to frickin' oranges, dude. Yeah, dude, if some of these kids at one point decided they were going to play basketball instead of football, you're not going to tell me that you're going to go make them professionals any easier than going the other way. It's just not going to happen. That's my take on this, dude. Like, the NBA is the highest concentrated of talent of any professional league in the world, because there's some KHL players, there's some European hockey players that are pretty dang good. Okay, there's some football players. Obviously, the best football players right now in the world are in the NFL, but there's so many of them, and there's so many different positions that I think to be a basketball player, you have to be a much better basketball player than a lot of other people. Whereas if you're going to be a football player, it might not be as easy. However, let's look at the training. Okay? The training doesn't translate NBA to NFL. However, it does translate NFL to NBA. So, I don't think you're taking 30 NBA guys and not taking 30 NFL guys. I think it's tick for tack if you're going to talk about it in this regard. Ultimately, I just don't think there's a guy in the NFL that would be an all-star or a leader. I don't know the NBA trophies or if there's a.
So you really just have like
an all-star. Almost every team has one or two all-stars on it.
Yeah, I don't see an NFL player. I don't see there being any more NFL players that are going into the NBA that would be considered all-stars, where we would see NBA players coming to the NFL and being all-pro, right? Like, it's just not that.
Well, I mean, you've got all NBA team. You have 3 all NBA teams, which would be equal to the all pro team for football.
Right, but
that's how you could compare them to. I wouldn't say
none of them going like this.
No, they're not. No, there's nobody that's an all pro playing football that's going to turn around and be an all NBA.
I don't think there's a bench guy in the NFL that's going to go be an all-NBA player. And I don't think there's a bench guy or not an all-pro or an all-star going back and forth. Like, none of these dudes are – that's not happening. And that's just my bottom line. Like, don't get me wrong. It's definitely a conversation to have. But, like, it's not – like, what are we talking about here? You're talking about a life decision is what you're talking about, in my opinion. Somebody that chose to do one thing instead of the other. You're going to tell me DJ Burns at NC State has a better chance of playing in the NBA than he does maybe in the NFL at guard?
I mean,
I'm just telling you.
Bro, this is the issue that we have facing a lot of like kids, really. Like, you can even break it down to kids. Like, there's kids out, like, back where I'm from that, bro, we just gonna keep it hot. Like, y'all aren't basketball players. Like, you're not built like a basketball player. You're not tall. You're not small. You're not.
That was my argument.
As far as your.
That was my argument.
Yeah, bro. Like,
it's body structures. Look at Aiden Hutchinson, dude.
There you go.
Aiden Hutchinson is 6'7", 270 fucking pounds, and he moves like the speed of goddamn light, dude. Okay,
you know what his NBA
right now,
comp is?
I don't know. I can't think of an NBA player to compare that to.
6'7", 270.
Who's that?
It's LeBron James, bro. Like, LeBron is 6'8", 260, bro.
What's
like, that's
Zion?
6'9", 290. 6'7", 290.
Thick, son.
He's thick, bro.
I think
I really tried being open-minded. I tried thinking like certain body styles and like certain play styles, like of NBA players, like notable NBA players that could maybe make that transition. For whatever fucking reason, I thought, like, could Dwight Howard go be a tight end? Maybe.
He's 7 foot. He's 7 foot. No. I don't think he can move. I don't think he can. There's enough lateral quickness.
That's what. Well, dog, and when you're 7 feet tall, it doesn't matter how much you work out, dude. You don't have the fucking bone structure to take a fucking hit from Bobby Wagner.
Right.
That's why I said in the group chat, I said Victor Wembanyama is one of the greatest basketball players that will likely ever live because of how freakish he is.
Right.
And if you look at his body type and you tell me that fucking body type's gonna last 8 weeks. Fuck, 4 weeks. in the NFL, in at any fucking position, dude.
I'll give you 2.
You know what I mean?
2, bro.
He's one of the greatest basketball players we'll ever fucking see. He's a goddamn alien. He's dead if he plays one game of football with NFL players. He's dead if he plays one game of football with NCAA players.
There's a handful of guys that I think you could make the argument for each way. 30 is a big fucking number. I'm just going to throw it out.
Yeah, I'm waiting for him to name the players. Because LeBron actually did play football in high school. Cool, dude. Who are the other 29?
I see.
I can think of
Anthony
football
Edwards
players
could be successful in the NFL. I'm not saying at what position. He could play DB, I bet. He could play safety.
Yeah.
You know,
be a
LeBron,
crazy
Anthony
transition
Edwards.
though. Like it is apples to oranges.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it would work. I don't know how it would work, but I'm just saying let's get to that. Since he's not naming them, let's start naming something. Let's think about it. Who could go? Who could go from the NFL to the NBA? You've mentioned
Micah Parsons, Myles Garrett. I know those two for
throwback. Jimmy Graham,
Julius Peppers.
Antonio Gates.
Peppers. Fellas, Julius Peppers was the #1 football and basketball player in America in high school.
Yes.
From Southern Nash High School in Wilson, North Carolina.
Brian Thomas Jr., the wide receiver who just got drafted this year, he's basketball player.
There's a kid at Reedsville High School in North Carolina. His name is Kendre Harrison. He is the number 14 football player in America. He plays tight end. He's also the number 34 basketball player in America.
Oh, Trent Williams. Trent Williams was a basketball player.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
His mom said growing up, if you asked him what sport he played, he was a basketball player. That's what he loved. That was his passion. That's what his goal was to be a basketball player. Fast forward, he's one of the greatest left tackles that's ever fucking walked. So there are the NFL could make an actual fucking starting five, and they would
compete.
I mean, they'd score points.
I feel like the Diggs brothers could play for some reason.
They'd probably foul the fuck out.
I feel like the Diggs brothers can hoop for some reason.
It would just be a bunch of Draymond Greens. It would just be a bunch of muscled up Draymond Greens. They'd all just foul out.
Stephon Diggs would play basketball like Jamal Murray did last night and just throw shit on the fucking court.
Hey, why don't we talk about that game, Denver, you bunch of fucking frauds. You bunch of fucking frauds.
Hey,
getting swept at home, you bunch of frauds. You defending champion bums.
This is Anthony Edwards' league, and just be a part of it. Just revel.
So I'm saying,
I
put it on the Twitter. Anthony Edwards is everything that John Morant was supposed to be. Anthony Edwards is everything that the NBA told you John Morant was going to be.
Hey, he straight up has taken the league over in 3 weeks. Since this playoff started, he's taken the league over.
He hit the Michael Jordan little shrug last night when they went up 20 and it's 3 minutes left and they know they're about to throw in the towel and start benching people. He hit the shrug and I was like, that might be the closest fucking thing to Michael Jordan that we've fucking seen in some time, dude. And he's young. And Minnesota was bad.
Drake hit it.
Absolutely. And Minnesota was bad before he got there.
He is 22 years old, Avery.
Drake hit a kid for 11 years, and we felt bad. How we feel about Michael Jordan holding Ant Edwards down for 22.
My God.
Hey.
Yeah, that's its own weird internet debate, is that Michael Jordan has to be his biological father.
Bro,
there's no other way.
I'm sorry. If you cut Anthony Edwards' hair to a fucking buzz all the way down.
I posted the picture.
Put it side by side, bro.
I posted the picture of the split face after they won game 1. He's him. Start paying attention. Start buying in. Start taking Minnesota with them points, because even if they fucking lose, they ain't getting blown out. If they're beating the defending champs, and that's a damn good basketball team, especially in the postseason. If they're fucking them up at home back to back, I mean, granted, Jamal Murray and Joker hit collectively 10 points. Or no, not 10 points. 10 shots from the field goal last night. Combined.
Bro.
10 shots. We're going to call it a bad night. But they lost the game before that,
Murray
too.
Played like a pussy.
And Jamal Murray's supposed to be this playoff motherfucker where he just, goes to another fucking zone and all of his numbers shoot through the roof as soon as it's postseason. I can't fucking tell. Y'all look like some absolute clowns. And Rudy Gobert didn't even fucking play last night. He had a kid yesterday. He didn't even fucking play last night. And you still lost at home to the Timberwolves, dude.
Sheesh.
By 26 points. 26. They were starting their cars with 5 minutes left in the fourth. Trying to fucking beat traffic. After all that money they spent watching the Nuggets at a fucking playoff game. That was embarrassing. Embarrassing.
That really segues into our next big embarrassment. That embarrassment is in the National Hockey League. Okay?
I'm going to sit this one out.
That would be the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I'll say this. The Toronto Maple Leafs, I had faith in them. I kind of wanted them to win a little bit. I didn't mind seeing it. Listen, I wasn't around in 1960 when they won. You know who that was similar to? That was similar to the Dallas Cowboys this year. I was interested to see what the Cowboys were going to do.
They even got
I
the
thought
same
they
colors.
might win something.
I just noticed it. I had to think about it. They got the same fucking colors.
Right. So, you know, the Toronto Maple Leafs lost a tough Game 7 to the Boston Bruins. And you know, if you're a Maple Leafs fan, I mean, if you're a hockey fan, you probably hate the Maple Leafs. But, again, to see what they're doing, to see the drive, to see the amount of media that they kind of bring around the NHL. There's some drama there. You know, it's Toronto. It's kind of the home of hockey, if you will, the home of the NHL. That's the mothership for the NHL. Right.
Started up there.
So they carry this swagger about them. You know, they're maybe, for what you will, Canada's team. Could be wrong here. Similar again, that of the Dallas Cowboys, who are America's team. And you know,
not the America I live in.
Not my goddamn America.
and the Toronto Maple Leafs are, you know, they led the league in penalty. Their power play led the league in, you know, January, February,
power play
March
goals, power play time.
You know, like they had
Austin
Matthews.
Matthews.
They had a great core. You know.
Nylander, 100 points.
Matthews, Marner, you know, those are some great players. They had really good goaltending. They were really good during the season. I mean, you could probably make the argument that of MVP for maybe one of them here.
Can you also
similar to
make
that
the case,
of the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott?
Can you also make the case that Walls being hurt in Game 7 is what did him in?
No.
You sure?
Bro, you shouldn't have been in that Game 7. Austin Matthews should have been playing, like, bro.
Hey. How did Biz Nasty say it? Fucking Nylander plays every fucking game this year. In the first game of the playoffs, he decides, I don't feel like fucking suiting up tonight. Game 3 rolls around, I feel like playing again. Well, you're down 2-0, pal.
Right.
Like...
Austin Matthews plays, maybe we're not in a Game 7. Maybe that doesn't have to happen. You know what I mean? But again...
I know Matt Stoner was playing for the Stanley Cup last year with a broken back. Was on the ice with a broken back.
Man.
Hockey players are unreal. They don't make sense.
What I'm getting at here is the Toronto Maple Leafs are the NHL's version of the Dallas Cowboys. They have all this hype. They spend the money. You know, there's tons of media coverage. They have tons of media that's pro them, that talks about how they're going to be championship contenders year after year, which creates an expectation from the fan base of the NHL that they are going to be successful, and then they're not, and then it's woe is me, Nah. Don't be carrying that energy through, you know, January, February, March that it's Stanley Cup, but then it's April, May time, and you know, we're out in the first round again. Wow, who's that sound like? Dallas, dude. Like the Maple Leafs are the NHL's Dallas Cowboys, and it couldn't be more evident. You watch the off season, and it's one knee jerk reaction after another. It is just tick for tack. sports media just absolutely sucking the life out of those poor fans. That's all I'm saying. Because if there was that much coverage and that much hype around my team, sure, you think I'm going to argue that when experts are, putting my team in a championship talk or saying that my team are, championship contenders, yeah, I'm going to be all over that. So it's like, why? I don't know. It's just like I just think it's sports media in general. They do it to the Cowboys. They do it to the
Lakers.
The
They
Lakers.
do it to the
the
Lakers
Maple
in
Leafs,
basketball.
the Yankees in
the
baseball.
Yankees, the Dodgers.
Yeah,
like the Yankees
and
slash Dodgers.
It's just
Astros.
like, can we just talk about the sports and not create these inflated hypes around these organizations that haven't been shit my entire life?
It's big markets.
My entire life. Dallas has not done anything my entire life. The Toronto Maple Leafs haven't done anything my entire life. Like, can we, move from that aspect?
Minus like the last 5 years, the Dodgers haven't done shit since I was born, and the Yankees have won 2 World Series.
Right.
Or no, I lied. They've won 4, but I've only remember 1.
And they
And that
needed
was in
Derek
08.
Jeter and A-Rod.
Yeah, or I mean that was 08. They had the 98 through 2000 where they three-peated, but
Yeah.
like outside of that, like I'm not like I don't remember that shit. I don't really count it. You
It's
know
big
what I mean?
markets.
Like
Now, don't get me wrong. Like, when Tom Brady was in New England, by all means, make it rain on that.
they
When
win.
the team is winning,
They win.
exactly. That's what I'm getting at. When the
We're
team
talking
is
about
winning,
Golden State.
right,
When Golden State was winning, I'm cool with us talking about Golden State.
right,
I don't give a fuck about them beating Cleveland. I don't care about. Why are we talking about LeBron James?
Right.
He lost.
right,
He lost.
right,
Talk about the fucking team that won.
right. I mean, I'm not even saying I don't think anybody's talking about the Maple Leafs, but it's the the pre-hype, the inflation, this team is going to be good every single year, and they're just not, ever. Like, we just got to stop it, dude. It's atrocious, and it's across all sports, in my opinion. But that wraps up my little tidbit about the Toronto Maple Leafs. Anybody got anything else here for us?
Shout out to Jalen Brunson, dude. Hit another fucking 40-pointer last night. Fucking guys just turn. That's a real playoff fucking find a way, make it happen. I don't think they can beat Boston when it comes down to it, but they're damn sure not. They're going to beat the fucking Pacers in this series. Jalen Brunson has literally put the Knicks on his fucking back. He had 43 points, I think, last night.
43
I think 20,
and had 21
in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about turning it the fuck on and
Ice.
finding a way, dude.
Ice.
As impressive as Anthony Edwards is doing, and he's doing it against better teams, especially a team like Denver, can't say enough about Jalen Brunson, dude. A guy who Dallas said, you don't make sense here. You're not worth $100 million.
If y'all don't think that Jalen Brunson will average 40 a game in this series against the coach that benched him in his last year when he was
my
the coach
God.
at the Dallas Mavericks, I hate to tell you, you're wrong, because Rick Carlisle benched Jalen Brunson in 2021, in his last year as
Mavs ain't making it
coach
out of
for the
this
Dallas
round.
Mavericks. Bro, Jalen Brunson is about to slow cook them boys.
I don't
night.
think they're gonna have to play him.
And-
I don't think the Mavs are gonna make it past the fucking.
No, I'm saying no. Rick Carlisle was the coach of the Mavericks.
Oh, yeah.
When Jalen Brunson was there,
Yep.
and he benched him his last year
Yeah.
in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
No,
Jalen
we're gonna be
Brunson
looking
is-
at another
Yeah,
50
Brunson
points
is
and assists a game.
Yeah, bro. He's about to cook Rick Carlisle's whole and fuck. Also, Tyrese Halliburton, you sold your soul for an All-Star game.
Well, he has
appearance
6
in
points.
home. 6 points, 11 assists. I mean this with the most and utmost respect. My boy, you're fucking garbage, okay? You are trash. I'm going to say it.
Yeah, you gotta be
I'm
the 3-point guy.
Putting you up there with Jimmy Butler.
You don't think I know the record?
And while we're speaking of Jimmy Butler, my man Jimmy, I appreciate everything you've done for us as a Miami Heat fan over the last 3 years, 4 years, however long you've been there. my man,
Send him off.
to ask for a 2-year, $104 million extension while you've played 50 games the last 2 years in the regular season and gotten hurt in the playoffs. To ask for an extension of that caliber is absolute asinine and irresponsible for you as a man to make that demand and think that of your worth.
How about your agent, dude?
Nah. As an agent,
Someone
you just
will
do what
give
they
him
ask.
that. You better pray to
Someone
God
will.
it's not
Sorry,
Miami.
hey.
Someone will give him that.
I don't think it will be, because Pat Riley had a press conference yesterday, and there was a video that came out over the weekend. I don't know if you guys saw it, but Jimmy Butler seemed to be a little lit at a function. Somebody had a camera. He was arguing with a fan. The fan said, quote, "New York and Boston got rid of that ass, huh?" Jimmy said, "Is the camera rolling? Okay, check. If I was playing, Boston's ass would be home, and New York damn sure would be home." I don't disagree with that, because you've done it. I've seen you do it, okay? I'm not disagreeing with that fact. The fact that I'm going to disagree with is the problem I have is you said, if I was playing. You fucking didn't.
Right.
So I'm going to be up there with what Pat Riley said yesterday when asked about Jimmy's comments about the Celtics and Knicks, to which Pat Riley said, quote, "If you're not playing, I don't think you should comment on other teams."
Yeah, that's professional.
Pat Riley's a real
Hey,
one.
man. Pat Riley is the OG.
I keep my
And as
heat
much as
on
I love Pat, I
like
love for Pat to make a
Riley.
move, bro. Pat Riley, I need you to make a move, man. I need you to do something.
Keep a lot of heat.
Also, I don't know if y'all seen it, but DEION and his boys been going back and forth with some kids that decided they didn't want to fucking play at Colorado or got told to hit the portal. Them kids, hey, everybody's so upset for, huh? I thought that's what we wanted in college sport. I thought that's what we wanted in sports in general. Somebody that's going to tell you, I don't know about you guys, but this is me personally. John Blank taught me something as a freshman and sophomore that will stick with me forever. I can take whatever as long as it's straight up. John Blank reinforced that fact my freshman and sophomore year when he would look at me at the linebacker position on JV and say, "Respis, I'll be honest with you. You can get to the play, but when it gets to making the play, you fucking suck."
Yeah.
Yeah, guess what? I can take it. So when these guys, these kids who've been told that they're great, they've been great their whole life, finally get that ego taken and broken apart by a guy that a lot of people probably look up to. He's a Hall of Famer for one. So we can't say, "Oh, he doesn't know how to." Bro, he's fucking good. He was good when he played. His kids are pretty fucking good. You know, I think he's a pretty good recruiter. The kids that he brings in when he gets to programs
Real
are
quick,
pretty
is he
good.
doing in-person recruiting trips at
Yeah.
all?
Oh yeah.
Does he have to?
I'm not saying he has to, but you call him a
does
good
he have to?
recruiter.
He's
Does he
bringing
have
part
kids
of it?
in. Nah, yeah, he's
Does he
bringing
have
kids
to?
in. Nah, he doesn't have to be.
He
the
got
one that's doing it.
he
They're
got the
coming to
number
play for
one
him.
football player in America. He got the number one football player in America to go from Florida State to Jackson State.
I'm not.
yeah.
I just asked a question. I just asked if he's doing in-person recruitments.
I'm just
I
asking.
think he was
does it
in
matter?
person for Travis Hunter.
Like the ones that he needs to, bro. I'll be honest with you. You know how many visits John Calipari uses a year?
1, 3, yeah.
He will go on 3 recruiting visits a year,
Bro, that's like
and it's
if you,
typically the top 3 on
this
his
is what
list.
I'll tell you. I hate to break your heart here, but when Juice gets recruited by Oregon, I mean, fuck.
Dan
if he's
Lanning
the best
ain't coming
player,
in, bro.
if he's the best player in the country, Dan Lanning will show up. But I'll tell you, Juice will get an offer from Oregon long before you ever lay your eyes on Dan Lanning. That's all. You know what I mean?
Danny will be watching the tape.
Mhm.
He'll see all the tape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
He'll see all the tape.
But once you get to that level, think about how many kids they got to go through. That there ain't no way the head coach.
You're scouting.
That's a football team, sure,
2,000 to
but
3,000 people, bro. Like
right.
I know Saban did a shitload of in-person recruiting, like a shitload.
He didn't do it in person. No,
bro,
they brought them into the facility and brought him in his office.
He went into their homes and met their families.
Right.
a lot. I mean, but that's also Nick Saban, like the guy who's done that for 50 fucking years, bro.
Avery, I sent you the video last night. I sent somebody the video last night. I don't know who it was, bro, but he was talking.
Jalen Milroe. It was Milroe talking about his flip from Texas.
Yes.
Bro, I mean disrespectfully, okay. Also, Jalen Milroe, you ain't going first round, pal.
That's fine.
Jalen Milroe goes first round.
Bro, that's fine.
There's a lot of fucking things wrong. There's a lot of fucking things wrong with the football system.
You show me a definitive difference between him and Joe Milton right now.
I'm not saying that
Joe
he's
Milton
good.
can throw the ball 90 yards. There's the difference.
Yeah,
Nick Saban said to Jalen Milroe, he said, when Tua gets drafted tonight,
I'm calling.
I'm gonna call you. And Jalen Milroe said, yeah, right.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right.
We'll see.
That sounds good.
Bro,
that's cool.
he said he's
Whatever.
watching. Tua gets picked. Nick Saban is FaceTiming him. He said that's what I knew.
If you remember, Saban was there. He was in the green room with Tua.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yes. And that's when Jalen Milroe said he knew.
He flipped.
Yep.
He did a soft flip from UT to Alabama in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Now he's doing it under DeBoer.
Yeah,
Alabama's going to be interesting, man.
Hey, man, I hope we can talk college football coming up here in the next couple weeks, man.
Hey, what's up next week? College football, yeah?
Anytime.
All right. Hey, college football.
There we go.
Yeah.
College football next week, guys. Be ready.
Spring games is over. Is it? Wait, we'll have to double check on
the spring portal has opened, so spring practice is done.
When does the spring portal close? When's the portal done? Anybody know?
I think the spring portal closes I think it goes through May. I think it closes that first or the last day of May, first week of June, something like that.
Yeah, it's somewhere around there. Right when everybody else gets out of school.
Yeah, hold on.
Yep.
You ready to hear this one? Dylan Gabriel to Tez Johnson. Going to be hearing that a couple of times this year.
Dylan Gabriel is a stud. You guys have a stud behind him also, so if he does get hurt, Dante Moore will be good.
Yeah, bro, listen.
Y'all
might, Avery, you might. I don't think
State.
Riley will. Avery might just because he knows how good the fucking backup quarterback is. Watch Oregon spring game, because they started for, green and white. Those are the starters. It's a good game.
The fucking Oregon-Ohio State game is going to be one of the top 5 best games next year in college football. I cannot wait for that game.
So.
I saved a photo right here. I've got. I hope I saved it. Yep, right here. It's the top 10 most impactful games that they're predicting right now. Number 1, Georgia, Texas. Number 2, Michigan, Ohio State. Number 3, Ohio State at Oregon. Number 4,
in Eugene.
Number 4, Georgia at Alabama. Number 5, Georgia at Ole Miss.
Ooh.
Number 6.
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys they lost their running back Quinshon Judkins. Ole Miss team to watch.
Ole Miss is loaded. Lane Kiffin is loaded.
Bro, I got a question. Hold on. Remember our senior year, Avery? Have they come out with what that recruiting class cost yet? Because Lord knows that Ole Miss recruiting class was absolutely absurd.
Hey, bro, all I remember was Hugh Freeze. Boy, all right, so
Robert Nkemdiche was playing.
Robert Nkemdiche was the number 1 overall prospect.
Yes,
Larry
trust me, he was at
Tunsil
the end. I was at the end. Trust me, you don't got to tell me any more about him. I know plenty about him in high school.
Laramie Tunsil, number 4 player in America, number 1 offensive tackle, Laquan Treadwell, number 8 overall player, number 1 receiver.
Dude, it was crazy.
All 3 of them signed to Ole Miss.
They're kind of running that shit back right now, dude. Ole Miss is dumb loaded right now. Ole Miss is crazy.
Ole Miss is loaded. They got a loaded ass.
Georgia and Ole Miss in the SEC championship game.
Oregon at the Big House. Ole Miss. Ole Miss. Ole Miss at LSU.
He said we putting them up. We putting numbers up in the Big House, Josh.
Oh my God, they can't
putting
keep
numbers up in the.
son.
Hey man, hey, that Michigan defense is gonna be good.
That's November
That
2nd.
Oregon offense is gonna be better. That Oregon offense is gonna be bombs over fucking Baghdad for three straight
I'll say
months.
this.
You think it's gonna be another 4,500?
He could, bro. He could.
Hey, nah, Dylan Gabriel.
Our receiver room is fucking deep, dude.
Hold on.
I'm
not done. I'm not done.
Gabriel in person.
Clemson at Florida State, Alabama at LSU, and Michigan or Texas at Michigan.
Texas plays Michigan this year.
Is that them ranked 1 to 10?
Yeah.
Hey, bro. Hey. All I know is.
I mean, I don't know who this rank was, but I
screenshotted it. It's not crazy.
I screenshotted it, and they're all different dates.
It's not crazy.
None of them are the same.
They're not on the same day.
Yeah, so it's also good to.
So it's gonna be like game of the week every week. That's pretty much what it's gonna be. Those are gonna be nationally televised on ABC Pride Night games.
Yeah.
That's where game day will be at, unless you get an App State, an App State that goes undefeated and upsets 2 teams, and they send game day to Boone. Yeah. My sister was at Boone that day. That was kind of cool. My sister got to see college game day before I did. Bitch.
All right.
Love you, sister. Love you.
That just about wraps us up for episode 11. We went over the roast of Tom Brady.
Watch it. Do yourself a favor. Watch it.
Went over what we think about Austin Rivers' quote about NBA players can. He's got 30 NBA players that can go, but we don't have 30 NFL players that can go play in the NBA.
Hey,
we also talked about
one more thing on that.
We also talked about the Toronto Maple Leafs and how they are the epitome of the Dallas Cowboys in the NHL. And a little bit of the NCAA transfer portal and how, DEION Sanders will tell you if he ain't good enough. And I mean, we see it with these quarterbacks. We watched Kirk Cousins crawl out of his own skin on draft night because they drafted a 30-year-old rookie. And we watched Kenny Pickett, cry his way to Philly after they picked up a washed-up Russell Wilson. I mean, come on. What are we talking about? We're talking about competition. We're talking about sports. We're talking about competing. That's it, period, point blank.
Also, Jalen Brunson and Anthony Edwards are the best 2 basketball players left in the playoffs.
Yes. No question. Right now.
Yeah, right now for sure.
Can't miss.
Well, guys, as a Heat fan, I'm not looking forward to much in the playoffs anymore. I hope the Celtics don't win. Anybody but the Celtics can win. I'm just gearing up for the Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We got the Olympics coming. Olympics are going to... I need Luka. Yeah, I'm just saying, fellas. We need Embiid and Kawhi. If Embiid and Kawhi aren't playing, I'm not liking our chances.
Embiid? Wouldn't he be playing for Cameroon?
Embiid and Joel Embiid has decided he's going to lace up for the red, white, and blue in the Olympics, my friend.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
not only that, he pissed the French national team off.
Listen. Time out. They were that crazy over the integrity of the NCAA, and you can just, I play for a different fucking country in the Olympics now?
He's never played for a country in the Olympics.
Oh, fair enough. He was just born somewhere else. He's just, a citizen of a different fucking...
He's got 3 national.
Listen, Giannis and his brothers play for Greece, and it's like a big thing. You know what I mean?
Very big deal.
What about
Moritz and Franz Wagner? Fucking, they do their thing.
What about Jokic?
Oh yeah, Jokic plays for Serbia. Now,
absolutely.
I'll go ahead.
You should be. That's
Then,
what makes that
who
shit.
was the
Like,
bald dude
America's
that
still
played
gonna
in-
fucking win.
Who's the bald dude that played for San Antonio?
Tony
Tony
Parker?
Parker?
Play for France.
No. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, he played for France.
I knew it.
Yeah.
So
Victor
guys,
Wembanyama would play for France.
he's playing for France.
Yeah.
Him and Rudy Gobert
That's
are
weird
signed
as
up for
fuck.
France.
Joel Embiid's playing for the USA. That's weird
Joel
as fuck.
Joel Embiid could have been playing with them.
Yeah, that's weird as
I
fuck.
just want let's just put this in into
France?
perspective, okay?
Are you saying?
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
he has
so
a
he
French,
could just
he's got
pick.
French naturalization. Like he's got French national like the visa, like the card. He's a citizen of France. He's a citizen of America, and he's a citizen
He's a
of Cameroon.
dickhead for playing for the United States instead of Cameroon.
Yes.
That's some dickhead
Yes,
shit,
no,
dude.
bro. The thing is, too, he told the French national team he was going to play for them. They like gave him like
All right. So
a
he's
certain
giving me
amount of
Ben
money
Simmons
and shit.
vibes, dude. I
Hey,
don't,
bro,
I don't know
hey.
if I want him in
Hey,
the red.
speaking
and
of
blue.
Ben Simmons, guess who's not playing for Australia?
Ben Simmons.
Yeah, holy Christ. He's not playing for fucking anybody.
Ben Simmons has played 55 games in 3 years. He's stolen the most money in the NBA.
Did he steal more money than Ezekiel Elliott?
Usually dressed like a pack of Skittles on the sideline. Yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah, he got more money than Ezekiel
Yeah.
Elliott.
Question.
Hell yeah.
You
What
gotta
is
rem-
Ezekiel
you gotta remember, Riley.
Elliott? Does Ezekiel Elliott just have a funny way of moving his tongue around the south end of Jerry Jones or what? I mean, 73 million, pal. Come on.
Well, hey
couple
man,
bones.
hey.
And he ain't been
Hey.
productive in 7-8 years.
Second consecutive week of us talking about Ezekiel Elliott in 2024 month of May.
Bro, I fucking hate.
Hey, guess who we didn't talk about today? Guess who we didn't talk about today, Josh?
Yeah, we
Hey,
did. He already
again.
talked about him.
Again.
He did. He talked about him crying his way to fucking Philly. Where did he come from? We don't
Oh,
need to do that. There's gonna be a
I
callback
didn't
at some
say it
point.
though. I didn't say it. Oh, I
He
did
brought
say
up
it.
a Steeler. He brought up a Steeler.
Every time.
No, bro, but
It's
seriously.
inescapable. This was a great. Listen, Ronnie not being here gets the Steelers brought up substantially less, and that's a breath of fresh air.
All right, so then give me another example of a near history, whatever the fuck, somebody that just didn't want no parts of no competition.
What are you talking about?
I mean, that's what Avery was talking about. These kids in Deion's world that think that they're God, and then Deion's like, oh yeah, guess what? They all lied to you.
Hey, bro,
You're out.
I'll put it to y'all like this, bro. The number one
Spencer
cornerback
Rattler,
in
when he
America
fucking dipped out
last
in week
year,
4 when
Cormani
Caleb Williams was out.
McLean.
Correct.
The number one cornerback last year in last year's class, Cormani McLean, played 1 year in Colorado and decided, I don't want to do this.
Yeah,
Like,
bet.
And he can go handpick a
why,
fucking school.
bro? Why? The thing is, too, this is another thing.
If I had to
Nobody's
guess,
coming after him in the portal. No, nobody's coming after him in the portal.
I mean, I'm not saying they're not, but why? He might have thought that might have been his anticipation.
why? Because he went and did a fucking vlog after he did it and said, "This is why I don't want to be at Colorado. Coaches play favorites, yada yada yada." No, bro. Motherfuckers looked at you and said, "You're too fucking good to play as shitty as you do," and challenged you to be better. Told you this is what you need
Yeah.
to do to get better. Said it last year in press conferences when asked specifically by name why, quote, Cormani McLean isn't touching the field. Because, quote, Cormani needs to be better in the classroom. Cormani needs to show up to meetings. Cormani needs to show up and actually want to play.
Right.
Yeah,
It has
good luck in the
nothing to
transfer
do with
portal when you're
talent.
basically writing a log about how you don't want to be coached. Good luck.
Exactly.
I don't know who the fuck you think's
That's
making
what
phone
I'm
calls in the
saying.
transfer
These
portal.
That's
Dudes-
my biggest problem with this shit, bro.
It's these players.
Like-
It's all the way around. They none of them want to be coached. They've all been told how great they are, and they know everything. That's all it is.
Yeah, that doesn't always pan out.
Never. But again,
You can be great. You can be great. Like, we're not taking away your greatness, but at the same time, your greatness has to be challenged. And when it's challenged, that's when it's time to step up the level.
You can only pay for
The
a name for
greats,
so
when they're
long.
challenged, yeah, like you just said,
100%.
like Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards has stepped up to the challenge this postseason, right?
yeah,
Fucking A. Jalen Brunson.
competitor.
Jalen Brunson, great. They're greats. That's what greats do. They step up.
Yep. Again,
I'll
appreciate
get off
you
the
guys for.
soapbox.
appreciate you guys for joining us in episode 11. Look forward to seeing you next time. Peace.